Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tales of Heroes number 17. This is the Team Sportscast Network production, brought to you by Typefrag and Insomnia365.com. Insomnia365.com is where you can get a bunch of great game server hosting. Dedicated server, dedicated bandwidth. Nobody else shares your box or your connection. You can do whatever you want with the server. Check it out at Insomnia365.com. Really great reliability from those guys if you want a Battlefield 1942, Battlefield 2, Battlefield Vietnam, Quake, Enemy Territory, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Counter-Strike, anything. They got it. Check it out, Insomnia365, Insomnia365.com. Okay, now, moving on. I am Bridger. With me tonight is Vittensby, as always, my competent co-host.
Competent. Okay, yeah, it's always always good to be here, and this is a match between Razor and Nachuuu, and both these guys are top 30 currently.
After the stats wipe.
After the stats wipe, right. Nachuuu is top 30 in Axis and Allies, and Razor, I believe, is top 30 Allies. Razor has the better record, I'll just say it right now. I don't know who won, obviously, but based on his stats, I would say that he might be a slightly better player, but we'll see how that plays out and how this one ends up.
All right, so let's just go over Angoville very quickly. You have the 3 victory points, 1 on the left and 2 on the right, and those are going to be very critical. Actually, that's how you win the game. You also have the very critical points, the high fuel point here and the high fuel point here. High munitions points on both left and right sides of the map as well. Critical points, strategic points here and here also can completely cut off your opponent from one side of the map or the other. If you notice, this base has no access to any of these resources except through this strat point. So that's very important. Let's look on the map at some of these locations. You'll see a lot of fighting probably happening around this hedgerow. A very critical opening on the way to the fuel point there. Also a lot of fighting potentially around this house and this strat point on the right-hand side here. Potentially a lot of fighting around these hay bales, which give heavy cover for some reason. And as well as a lot of fighting around this fuel point and this area in general over here. So without further ado, we are at the 5-second mark if you're listening or watching or doing something with the replay. So we're unpausing here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there we go. Pioneers are going for a basic opening. It looks like these guys have played before. Saying good luck, have fun. We've got a Wehrmacht going down here on the Axis side. What do we got on the Allies? Typical barracks opening for Angoville?
Yeah, it's typical barracks opening. He built barracks kind of closer to the road, which is always recommended. Just got to be careful to not get it close enough to where the MG in that forward building on the right can fire upon your barracks, so instantly you have to retreat when you make a new rifle squad. It looks like he's sending both of his Ingis to the right, which in my opinion might mean that he's going to garrison the building right by the strat point, closest to the strat point on the right, basically. And actually, no, he took a strange path. He's capping the strat point by the hay bales, and then now he's capping, which you could probably see, the strat point by the kind of middle buildings on the right side of Angoville.
Yeah, in the field there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see some early wire go up right now, but looks like Axis is pushing pretty hard for the right, so he's going to need definitely that first rifle squad to come up there. Anaketos was talking recently about changing his strat up and not going Jeep first anymore, just so you can mass up, at least on Angoville, just so you can mass up more riflemen. But I think that the early Jeep harassment strategy on this map is really strong. In fact, if you had a Jeep right now, you can use that Jeep to push the Pioneers, kind of like an MG gets pushed around by the Jeep, and you can prevent them from capping stuff.
Interesting. That's certainly a unique use for a Jeep. As you can see there, Nachuuu had a very good strategy. Instead of engaging the engineers with both of his Pioneer units to try and kill them, he knew that he had some reinforcements coming, and he knew that he wanted to capture this fuel point as early as possible. So he left one engineer unit, or Pioneer unit rather, to go and cap it because it takes so long to cap it. and he sent the other Pioneer unit to just go and engage from cover. So he knew that one was going to last long enough for him to capture this and long enough for the reinforcements to get there. So it was a very good split of his units, because a lot of people would just be tempted to rush and try and crush those engineers, but he's just going to retreat them anyway. But if instead you use one of them to cap and the other one to distract the enemy, then you've got a lot more use out of that particular situation.
These Volks are in a pretty precarious situation. Hopefully, he's
very nice baiting.
Yeah,
I didn't even see that on my mini map, but that was a very nice bait. Pulled the enemy right into the line of fire of that machine gun.
And this is kind of the reason why I don't go for the right as Axis anymore on either side, either reversed or standard positions, just because allies will tend to be able to get in that building, and if they can get into that building, then they can constantly decap your strat point over and over and over again, which is exactly what Razor's doing right now. And meanwhile, they're just free capping the left. So I always usually go for the left side of Angoville, even though it tends to be Allied favored. 2 MGs can lock it down pretty easily. So if you're doing that, it might be best to go with a kind of a mass MG type strategy. Volks first, maybe 2 MGs, another Volk, 2 more MGs. Things like that. You won't have quite the capping power.
I think it's true that the south side should probably not focus on the right, because, as you said, that strat point is so hard to hold. They should almost always focus on the left, not just Axis or allies, but the south side should always focus on the left.
Yeah, I have to give Nachuuu credit. He's doing a good job at taking the allies off their point. And so neither player looks like is getting really any benefit of the map. Has he capped the low fuel on the bottom?
No, he has not. And it looks like
that's
your opponent has just captured it.
Yeah, that's another reason why I always go for the left, because those early 2 points can really compensate for a lot, especially if allies decide to go for the left as well. While you're contesting the territory, you will still have the benefit of those 2 points usually.
Americans are seizing territory from us.
Early victory point cap from the Axis player, which is rather unusual, but never not necessarily a bad idea.
So in this position, I think Nachuuu had a very good adaptation to what happened. He was planning on fighting past this hedgerow for this fuel point, but he could not stop his enemy from leaking in here and getting the strat point and getting control of this building. So instead, he quickly adapted and cut off his opponent, led them right into the machine gun here, and is able to get his opponent's fuel now instead. And he's cut off his opponent from his fuel at all right now. And so at this point, I think Nachuuu is going to have a significantly better income as soon as he caps this plus 16 munitions. Because his opponent has, what, it looks like just a plus 5 fuel at this point connected, right?
Yeah, he just capped the plus 16 on the right, just as you were finishing up your last sentence.
Yep.
So I think they were both just about breaking even. I think that it looks like the Axis player has actually capped all the other points on the map, has he not? Both of the plus 16s on the right and then the plus 10.
Yeah, everything except for the plus 10. He's capping that right now. And we've actually got a couple of rifle squads charging around the side here. Let's see what they're planning on doing. Looks like they might be trying to come at these strat points from behind.
Well, you see what those riflemen just did? Anakintos will build wire there, so if they want to go down, they have to walk into the bunker fire.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah, and then he'll also try to push up
right
on the
here.
And then he'll try to push up on the left side of the map and wire off the little break in the fence, and that pretty much will, and then wire off the center break by the road, in the center of the map. That'll work pretty good. Those riflemen probably should not have been doing what they were doing. This is another reason why a Jeep is actually quite useful on this map, but then again, you're down a rifle squad.
At this point, if he hadn't had his other rifle squads sitting in buildings over here, he could have used them to attack when these machine guns were pointed the wrong way. But because he has no flanking units, these machine guns were free to just turn around and annihilate the rifles that were coming from behind. I mean, he just had 2 squads versus 4 or 5 right there, and so, I mean, that was clearly, he did not have the advantage there. I think he was trying to go for that cutoff, and he did get it, eventually, but I think he lost a lot of units in the process, and now we're just going to recap the strat point. It's not going to be that difficult for Nachuuu to do.
Yeah, he lost at least 100 manpower, and he was lucky. One of those rifleman squads only has about 2% health left on it. That was a perfect example of allies being over-aggressive on a map and just not trying to, hold one side. Sometimes it's better just to, say, okay, I've lost this side. It's obvious he has 4 or 5 MGs there or something like that. There's really no way for me to flank it, so I should just get an OP on my side, maybe put a couple mines down.
I think there would have been a way to flank it if he'd had... I'm pretty sure he had other units garrisoned in buildings, right? He didn't just have those 2 units. If he'd brought his other 2 rifle units up, does he have 2 more?
He does have 2
If he had 2 more, he could have killed those MGs because they had both turned around firing at those other units. He could have waited for just the right moment, as Jack Sparrow would say, and had come in and hit those MGs from behind. It would have totally been able to wipe out the 2 MGs and then retreat his other units, and that would have been, I think, a success for him.
Yeah, Razor has pretty good MG deployment. I'm sorry, Nachuuu has pretty good, MG deployment positioning, but I think it's a little risky to ever place an MG on the road. It dies really, really quickly, even by regular riflemen firing on it when they're suppressed.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously the road gives negative cover, so you have the allies coming in, and actually the streaming in behind this machine gun, that's not good. He's got it facing the wrong way. He's facing these guys. He should have used this machine gun, because now they've got a stream of enemies coming behind. Now he's finally flanking that machine gun. It's not going to turn around in time. They're too close. Oh, he turned the other machine gun around to cover it. Very nice machine gun movement. He's only got 2 machine guns. He's not lost a single guy for either, because he's just been using them to cover each other exceedingly well. Very nice maneuvering with those machine guns. That is how you do it on the left side of Angoville, I tell you what. I don't know if he's even at Tier 2 yet. I don't think he is.
Well, I like to stay in Tier 1 for quite a long time. I just think that if they're teching up and you have 2 or 3 extra squads on the field, you can. They just lost a rifleman squad on the left-hand side.
Right, he doesn't need MP40s at this point. The MGs are doing all they need.
Yeah, especially as Axis, it's pretty easy to lock allies into their base, especially in this position. All it takes is really 2, maybe 3 MGs in the key buildings on the right, and then covering that break in the wire on the left. So, yeah, allies have to be really careful. I think he might have been playing it a little bit too cautious, but as you can see, what Nachuuu was trying to do was get an MG into that building to pin him on that side of his... pin him from that side of the base. We do have, it looks like Panzerschreck. Is that a Panzerschreck? Yeah, we do have Tier 2.
We do have Tier 2. Okay, I didn't see. I went back to the base and I didn't even see the dang building built already. Whoops, sorry. The Volks in that building got stuck, had to retreat, but he's got an allied unit stuck inside the building. Both allied units very damaged. 1 and 4 respectively here.
He should just tech up to a Croc right now, but he's losing so many squads. Like he chose to go Tank Depot, which is the correct choice. Yeah, all he has left on the field right now is 1 rifle squad. He just made another rifle squad, 2 engineers. I mean, I don't know. It's a pretty sticky situation for allies to be in. I'm assuming he's going to get a Croc. That can really put the hurt on Tier 2. I don't even think Tier 2 can counter it anymore at this point in the game.
Well, if he gets enough anti-tank before that Croc gets out, and he's got a good start. He's got an AT gun, and he's got enough Volks to probably throw off at least 2 Panzerschwauss if need be, and he's got 2 Panzerschrecks on that Grenadier squad, so he could hit it and do a lot of damage potentially before he has to retreat and then do some more damage. I don't know. It depends what he's building next. He's got another AT gun coming out. But he's short on MGs on the right, so his AT gun is going to be flanked and owned. Not good.
MP40.
He did not have it camouflaged. Good timing for the MP40s, but he should really have had that AT gun camouflaged. There's no reason to have lost that.
Yeah, I think it was camouflaged, actually, funny enough. That's why it's walking so slow.
Did it open fire?
Just lucky. Probably. It was just lucky. I just think he was going for the fuel point, and the Axis player was going to set up the fuel point. I think it was
sitting there, and I don't think it was camouflaged. Or if it was, it shot at him. That's why I always leave my AT gun on hold fire if I have nothing defending it. You always want it to stay there and not give up its position until you tell it to.
Yeah, we have a croc coming out. It's about 3/4 of the way done. Also, he has a rifle squad just sitting in that south building. It's been sitting there pretty much the entire game.
Next to the strat point?
Next to the strat point, yeah. The southern strat point on the right.
He's also
yeah,
needs to cap this upper victory point. Wasn't it the last game where a heroic company like never capped the northern victory point like 20 minutes into the game?
Exactly. He just doesn't have... I mean, all he has right now is one rifle squad, 2 engineers, and a croc. He really doesn't have any capping power.
Send an engineer over there. I mean, there's no... Oh, there's a machine gun there now. I forgot. You can't do it
let's
now.
Let's watch the imbalance, shall we? Well, croc didn't need to get that close. It actually does more damage.
Oh my god, that's one blast! It killed everybody but the single Panzerschreck guy. Lost...
That was two...
Now that is the definition of overpowered!
That was pretty much two. That was pretty much a 2 seconds or 3 seconds, and it killed an MG and 3 out of the 4 men in that Grenadier squad.
Holy bejeebus, that's all I gotta say. But wow, I didn't even notice this. The Allies have been cut off from the fuel for the last couple of minutes here.
Yeah, and that building's gonna burn down, so Axis won't be able to stick an MG in there later on.
Stupid frickin' crocodile.
Yeah, we'll see. He's still got that rifle squad sitting there. I mean, I don't know what he could possibly do with it, but
he doesn't want his opponent to cut himself off. Uh-oh. The crocodile is fixed, chasing the retreating grenadiers, which stopped because they got stuck on a fence. But actually, it must have got hit by an AT gun. Yeah, it did, so it backed off. It's only got about half health now.
Yeah, he should not be repairing his tank there, because Axis can see exactly where it is, because they control the strat point.
Yeah.
And they can move up their AT. But
there's a mistake right there. Try not to make this one when you guys are playing. Don't put anything too close to an enemy's point, because now he's got the AT gun firing at it.
And he has 2 AT guns there.
Ah, he's brought.
I would not have charged that crocodile there from that direction. I would have came maybe not down the center road, but use those riflemen to scout out the center road and then basically try to come from behind. If you can get AT guns from behind, forget it. There's really nothing that they can do. MP40's doing some harassment. We have mines going down on the right side by this strat point. And those riflemen are still sitting there.
Here's what he needs to do right now. After a situation like that, the enemy knows where both these AT guns are. Use the camouflage to your advantage. Move them. Move this AT gun like over here somewhere. Actually, you want to avoid putting it in an area where it will be run into. But an enemy's going to run and charge right where he last saw it to try and unveil it. Put it here, next to these bushes. In these bushes, put this one over on the side here, and then wait for the croc to come right through here. Bait it with the grenadiers. Force it to come right through here. Hit it in the rear with both AT guns, and good night, croc. But always, whether it's a sniper or any other camoed unit, after it fires, move it. He's making a big mistake by leaving it in the position that it was in last, because now Razor knows where it is, he knows where it's aiming, and he can just kind of come in from a different direction like he's doing right now, and come in and toast these grenadiers, basically.
Yeah, maybe he should have just ran straight to his base with that croc. Crocs at long distance, at somewhat near their maximum range, take buildings down quicker than Shermans do base buildings.
That's weird. They don't do it close, though.
No, they don't do it close. So, and now we got bars, and that's exactly how you counter tier 2. You get bars, and you get a crocodile, and that's a good game. Except
actually, nice. The machine gun is again saving Nachuuu at every turn.
Yeah, he's really not using these. I did talk to Razor a little bit, and he said that yes, my rifleman micro was not like up to par what it usually is this game, but I don't blame him. Look at that AT gun, completely gone. The croc just ran right by it, and it was already toast.
But the croc is in trouble. It got hit by 2 ATs already. Another one.
Yeah, it's
another one. Panzerschreck's right next to it. It has to kill them all, but instead he retreats. Oh no, he's got the 2 AT guns firing. Oh. Booyah! Good night, Croc. That probably not dropping him right between both of them was not the best idea, or at least not staying there. He probably could have continued to maneuver and get out of the way, but I don't know if that was possible to get through there and get out.
Yeah, but it got its manpower's worth. What did it kill? About 900
Probably not its fuel's worth, though. I don't know how much. Yeah, he's got a plus 16 over there. Probably OP. Does he have it OP'd?
Yeah, he does. He's had it OP'd for quite a long time.
We haven't actually had an OP over here, but he's going tier 2, so it doesn't matter. He's saving the manpower.
Now's a perfect time to cut off the strap point and decap the fuel. He's got nothing over there. We have another rifle squad coming up.
That is to say, he had nothing over there.
Oh, Stug. Woo! Pick up the AT, that Stug is gone. Pick it back, pull it back, get a Sherman. He's got enough for a Sherman at this point. Use your bars, get sticky bombs, you know. Combined arms for the win.
What are your orders?
Wow, there's a lot of stuff that got retreated back to the base here. But he's doing it. Oh, he just barely decapped that before he got killed. Very nice. Decapped the other one. Very nice maneuver by Razor. Decapping those 2 important points have really hurt Nachuuu. He's going to have to spend, an extra 45 seconds with units that he probably can't afford to have sitting there for a long time. But we've got a couple of bars here. It'd be nice if they could get... The Volks can't pick them up, and neither can the Grenadiers, so I guess send it to the Engineers to pick up the bars. Can they do that? I never tried that. The Pioneers?
Yeah, Pioneers and Engineers can pick up bars.
That's an evil time.
Yep, and you hear the kind of like automatic fire as well from them. He's upgrading sticky bombs right now. We do have a Sherman out on the field, so... But I do think it was somewhat of a mistake for him to not try to pick up one of those ATs with the rifleman squads that he had. He did have a rifleman squad by the strap point near the hay bales that could have ran over and picked up. I mean, the last thing you want Axis to do is reman that, even though it's more expensive to do it with Volks Grenadiers. That Stug his toes.
Oh no, that was the stupid thing where you tell the tank to attack and it decides, I'm going to charge right at the enemy.
Yeah, he should have flanked it. Let's see.
Panzerschreck missed. I can't believe that Sherman penetrated both front shots. That's bad luck for the Stug. It should be able to survive a little longer than this. Finally missed one. But the bars are chewing that Grenadier squad to pieces. AT gun finally turning around. The Grenadier squad gets 2 good hits. I think it's got Zeal. He totally has Zeal. That Grenadier squad fired a lot more times than it should have just then.
Oh my god, and he lost his Sherman. See, he should have taken one of those ATs. That's just disappointing.
Because instead, did he...
And to go from all angles, from the same angle with all of his riflemen, he's just getting suppressed by 1 MG, and that should never happen. Never, ever happen. This was the the tier 2 to fast tier 3 strat, which I don't find to be that effective, but it seems to be working. Here, kind of decent due to Razor's, I think, oversights on, especially with the basically moving his riflemen in one clumped group over and over again, and taking his croc kind of a little bit carelessly. I think if he would have went in with the riflemen and came from all different sides, then he could have seen where the ATs were, and even if one squad or so got suppressed, then he would have at least known where it was, so he could have done something about that. And that same rifle squad is still sitting in that building on the right. It's like, give up the ghost already.
Yeah, it's basically been worthless the entire game, and it's actually got shot at a couple of times by the Stug.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's trying to protect.
Yeah, that strap point has no value to him at all.
At least not while his opponent doesn't hold anything on the right side.
Exactly. Yeah, if you can... A Jeep would have been so nice. This is why I really... Allies cannot live without a Jeep. I don't care what anyone says. They need it.
What would they need a Jeep for in this case?
Oh, in this case? Well, earlier,
Nice mines.
Just throughout the game, Yeah, that mine was pretty cute, but the Stug got stickied. So we'll see how that plays out. We got another Sherman on the field. He did go armor company, so we'll see how that works out.
We've got another Stug on the field now, and as I mentioned before, I saw Zeal was actually doing pretty decently. One of the last Grenadiers in the Grenadiers in the squad with Panzerschrecks was owning the hell out of that Sherman. Got at least 3 shots off when it probably should have only got 1 off. So that Zeal really made the difference.
Yep. Let's see, Stug versus Sherman.
Stug's being repaired, no question. Sherman's going down unless he backs it out.
Get out of there. Back it up. Oh no.
He's going to try and sticky the Stug. It's not going to make a difference. Not at this point. Look at the different
with
healths
another
here.
Stug over there.
He's going to sticky it twice. It's still not going to do enough damage to kill it.
No.
But he did force it to back up a little bit, and that's going to make a difference.
He's got tons of munitions, but again, he's running from the same angle with all of his riflemen. And where's that MG?
It's too far back this time.
Okay.
I don't think he expected to be fighting this close to the enemy. Uh-oh, that Stug might be a goner.
Treat the rifle.
Destroyed engine, not quite.
5% hacks. Look at all those dead riflemen. For what?
You know, if he had a medic bunker this game, he would have been in good health.
Yep. Well, he's just lost too many squads so far, but I don't know.
We got one point away from Tiger Ace, rather. We got 4 command points over here. We've already got Firestorm.
Yeah, he's what, 3 points away from a Calliope. I'm sorry, he just got a Calliope, but he's 3 points away from a
Pershing.
Yeah, a nice Calliope barrage too. I think Razor might be a little bit too aggressive, and I think he actually did acknowledge that to me when I spoke to him briefly.
Oh, I just saw the Calliope barrage. They're a little ahead of me, it looks like.
Yeah.
Oh, man! Oh, man, is it going to kill that Stug? Almost. It destroyed the engineers that were repairing it. No, not quite getting one of them, but one engineer survived. I think there was at least 2 squads there. There's one guy left trying to repair it now.
I must say that some of the positions that he's placed the mines, like by the strap point and also on the main road, kind of by his base, that's pretty good positioning. I might have put one on the VP just to make sure.
Certainly, it looks like... Actually, we didn't even look at the VPs for the last couple of minutes, so Razor's winning right now, 494 to 331. For a while, it was a stalemate because we had a machine gun in this building until the croc came out, and we couldn't cap this VP, but for the last 10 minutes or so, we've had both VPs on the right-hand side in favor of Razor. But let's pause it here. Pause it and tell me where you're at.
Okay, 24-14.
I'm at 24-15. Okay, so I'm going to move over to Razor's side. And you can move over to Nachuu's side, and we'll reverse it here.
Sure. I played a game against WNX Shadow Knight, and he posted it on GR. I mean, I don't know. It was kind of an interesting game, but basically I got into a situation that was kind of like this, actually. He had AT guns. He was allies. He had AT guns. He took one of my MGs. So he had AT gun MG support, and he was airborne. So he had supply drops with additional ATs. I controlled the right side of the map, and what did I do? I just sat there and built mines and let the VP counter go down. There is no point in him trying to fight on the left. With all those AT guns, you don't have any, you and I both know AT guns don't win you games unless your opponent messes up.
And charges into them, right. So in this case, Razor is in a good position. He's got both these points controlled. He's still got riflemen in this point, presumably just to watch in case somebody comes over here, like just send an engineer squad to decap this victory point. I think that's one of the reasons he's left a rifleman squad here. I think, though, it could have probably been done better with a Jeep, because you could always send a Jeep over here to kill pioneers, if need be, and it could also be used to help scout out enemy positions through the hedgerow. Basically, on the other side of the hedgerow, you can see really far with the Jeep. That would have worked a lot better than having an entire rifleman squad tied up in this building, just in case he sends a pioneer squad over to take out this victory point. So, right now, let's evaluate Razor's position on a scale of 1 to 10. How good is his position? You've just saw what units he has. He has a single Sherman half health, a Calliope almost full health, a double veterancy rifleman squad at full health, another single veterancy rifleman squad at full health. They have bars and stickies versus what do the Axis have?
Well, Axis has, as you guys saw, about 3 AT guns, 2 Stugs, an MG, a squad of MP40 Volks, another squad of Volks, squad of Grenadier, 2 squads of Grenadiers. Those are all great and handy, but the only thing that's really maneuverable is pretty much the Stugs. So why doesn't Razor why doesn't he just do what I did? Why doesn't he just not bunker up, why doesn't he just fortify the right, put mines everywhere, and sit there, and maybe even get a motor pool out and put a couple ATs there, and just sit there with his Shermans. If Axis is going to try to run through a minefield, forget it. Stugs are going to be sitting ducks. There's no good positions for AT guns on the right side if you're trying to push on the right side, pretty much. It would require a heck of a lot of strategic planning, and I don't really know if it's even.
All he really
perhaps
needs to
even
do
possible.
is mine this southern victory point and the entrances and exits that lead up to it, because that will basically shut down the enemy. Because right now, the Axis player, Nachuuu, has to take this victory point. He can't take the one in the backfield. That's just unfeasible to take it and hold it without it first taking the bottom victory point and holding that. So that's the one he's going to go after, if he's going to go after either of them, I'm sure. So just securing this location, put an MG in here if he doesn't have anywhere to get an MG. But if he could steal an MG, beg, borrow, or steal an MG, put it over here to help guard this, or at least put a couple riflemen over here, put some mines over here, put your Sherman over here for fast reaction time, and I think that would be good. Anyways, let's unpause it here in 5, 4, from 24, 15, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. All right, let's see what happens here. As we said, Razor only has to hold the right-hand side. He's in a good position. But instead he's going to charge. But that might just be good to keep his opponent, if as long as he hurts his opponent and keeps his opponent taking casualties in the left and forcing him to reinforce, his opponent's not going to be able to build up. As long as he doesn't expend too much resources in these kinds of attacks. And as long as he gets some very nice hits with the Calliope. Oh man, that Grenadier squad almost completely toast.
And
Lots
all
of
those
damage.
ATs have been recrewed, if you note it. Well,
Yeah.
you can't see it right now, but every one of them was recrewed with Volks, all 3 of them. So he's actually killed the ATs. He just didn't reman it with his own riflemen and try to get them out of there. Definitely, these suicidal pushes on the left are not needed. If it was
Well, it's not
reversed-
suicidal. He's only lost about 4 riflemen so far, and he's done a lot of damage. This is a suicidal push. Now I see. Okay. I must be a little bit behind you. I see it.
Yeah, in this particular engagement, it wasn't, but he's lost squad after squad after squad. I mean, he knows that there's 2 Stugs there and quite a bit of AT. I don't know why he's throwing, two Shermans.
Unnecessarily aggressive. He's got the advantage on the right. He lost the advantage on the right because he's fighting on the left.
Yeah, and he knows that Tiger's going to come out. And this is a perfect example of allies being over-aggressive and trying to bite off more than they can actually chew.
Well, any player being overly aggressive. The Axis player shouldn't run into allied AT guns either if he holds the right.
Yeah, and he's lost squad. I mean, in this particular engagement, he didn't lose that many squads, but there were so many times where he was just sitting on the field with 1, maybe 2 rifleman squads where he should have had 8.
Well, no, he does have 3 rifleman squad total right now.
Well, anyways, and then he's throwing off sticky bombs on these Stugs, and I don't know if I really agree with that, because
he's just going to repair it by the time you get anything near there.
Yeah, that would have been better spent towards a mine. And some wire tank traps,
Why is he sending this Sherman to the left? All he needs is the right point. Send it to the right, cap that point, and continue the ticket drain. But he's charging it in, hoping to get something happening, but he's not going to catch... his opponent just had too much there. Too many dead AT guns he could easily man. Too many half-health Stugs. I mean, he was hoping to catch the enemy repairing and get an easy kill, but it took too long to get that Sherman down there. Now he's going to have to wait to repair it, and he doesn't have any engineers nearby.
And his opponent for the last 10 minutes has just been sitting there. So what you do is you throw him off balance, and you basically just sit there as well, and then he's going to be like, why isn't he attacking me? Allies always are aggressive. I'm always the one on the defensive with my MGs, and it takes me forever to make a push because I don't have riflemen. So, I don't know. Sometimes it's just better to sit there if you control 2 VPs, especially on Angoville. If you had a solid lockdown on the right, put wire, put tank traps, put mines. Hell, maybe even make a couple MG emplacements just for the hell of it.
I think wire would have simply won him the right-hand side because his opponent wouldn't have been able to get through here easily. Wire plus some rifles to cover it and have the tanks in reserve. Mines, too. He spent a lot on those Calliope barrages that could have been spent on mines that would basically stop dead any attack that came on the right-hand side on this victory point.
Exactly.
Then the only thing you really would have had to worry about was a base rush, which couldn't happen because the enemy's only got AT guns and a couple of Stugs.
Right. And that's the problem. Main problem with Tier 2 is it's not flexible. Like you always say, what would you rather have, an anti-tank or a tank? You know, it's better to have the tank because it's maneuverable.
Nice movement there. That must be a Firestorm.
Yep, it's a Firestorm.
He heard that coming a while back and he moved out of the
Another
way.
reason why I don't think Terror is even that viable.
That took a long time to come out.
This is like a classic matchup between Terror and Armor Company. This is typical 1.2 with a little 1.4 twist with the Tier 2 to 3 strategy. But I just don't think Terror is that great. Like, look at the Firestorm. What did it do but waste 200 munitions? I'm not saying it's always
Didn't it
useless.
used to come down faster? I always thought it came down faster in the past. That's really weird.
I think
It
it's
just
about
felt
the
like
same.
it. Oh, jeez, he's charging his Sherman on the left side again. It's not worked the last 2 times. That's not good. I think he might just be probing it because he expects his opponent to move over to try and take this left, or the right side, sorry. And he's just not finding it happening any time at all.
We got 3 Stugs charging the base now.
Oh, no, and that Sherman took way too much damage. Oh, he's in big trouble now. He should not have lost that Sherman or even lost any health on that Sherman when he charged in. Or he should not have charged in anyway.
Yeah, we almost have a Tiger Ace on the field. There's still quite a lot left in this replay, so I wonder.
Yeah, we're not that far away. We got a Pershing. We are at 400 manpower almost here. That might make the difference.
He's 150 manpower.
But the Stugs are gone. Here comes the infantry to clean up the left side with nothing to guard the Stugs except for some grenadiers. Or sorry, nothing to guard the AT guns.
Yeah,
that was a good counter.
But again, he was running with his riflemen from the same direction.
But there's no MG to stop it right now. He actually tried to man an MG with one of them. That was a bad move, I think.
Look at the bug. Did you see that?
What?
Grabbed
the MG and it didn't pick it up?
And it didn't pick it up because the guys died while they were picking it up.
Oh, no. He should not have lost both those squads. Ouch.
Both of them, I think, at level 2 veterancy, too.
He really should have. I mean, he did. It was a perfect maneuver. But then he foolishly stayed there when the Stugs came in. If he had just retreated as soon as the Stugs came back, I think he would have at least saved some of them. That was a big hit right there.
Tiger Ace on the field. You can see it in the bottom right. Now that's getting the heck out of there after sitting there for 30 minutes.
Having done no damage to anything except for one sticky bomb. 270 manpower on the field wasted.
Tiger Ace should not be crushing those hedges. You're just making it easier for allies to take back the VP.
Yeah, you got to micro
a little bit.
Not the Sherman, the Tiger very carefully on maps like this because you don't want to crush cover that's protecting your own units or protecting your enemy from.
He does have 340 fuel, so like I was saying, I think last week, and in some of the posts I've been making, that I think that the difference between good and great Axis players right now is basically working in the Comcraft Center into your build. This is a perfect example. Maybe he has that much fuel because he went Tier 2, but because you went Tier 2, why not get some veterancy? Because you have the extra fuel. So I think that's a critical mistake.
Here comes a base rush, I think, here. With the Tiger and the Stugs, he might be going for a base rush.
2 Stugs, he's keeping the Tiger behind because did he run over a mine?
He did run over a mine in the middle.
Yeah.
That stupid frickin' pathing. The Pershing charges up instead of firing at its long range, which it should have. So it's taking fire from the AT gun instead.
He should send up the Grenadier squad he has there and move up the AT. I mean...
Oh no, Tiger versus an already half-health Pershing. This is not going to be a good outcome for the Allies.
Can I say it, Bridger? Pop the smoke! Pop the smoke! You need it! You can't win this battle without the smoke!
And he's lost his other victory point now, too? Oh, man. And the fuel.
If he comes back from this, oh my god, I gotta see this come back. That's pretty nuts. He's building again. The Axis player is bunkering up. Alright, bunker, that's cool, but get a Comcraft Center and just upgrade those Stugs to level 1 veterancy, which is pretty awesome in its own right.
Now, why is the Allied player at such a low income? He doesn't have that many... I guess, does the Pershing have a really high upkeep? You think?
He just controls no parts of the map.
Well, there's that too, but he's at 229 right now.
The alley, yeah, wow, that does seem a bit odd for what he has on the field.
He's got
Axis
2
players at
engineer squads, a
238.
Sherman, a Pershing, and a single rifleman squad. It seems to me he should have a higher income than that.
I would agree with you.
Oh, he's about to lose his Pershing, though. He's going to try and kill a Stug before he does.
Alright.
I would run the Pershing right now across the map, because the enemy's not going to be able to chase him. Pershing's faster than any of these Axis units.
He should have sent the Tiger Ace to kill that Sherman and have the 2 Stugs take out the Pershing. Meanwhile, because the Stugs, when they move, they can't fire really. So.
But nice movement. He's using those buildings to block it. He's repairing his Sherman.
And also, this would be a great time for a firestorm. He's got 800 munitions. Just drop it right on the supply yard.
Or on those repairing engineers, because now the Sherman's going to try and come and hit that Stug. Nice hit.
We have a repair station. Very nice usage from Nachuuu. Good timing for that.
Allies
actually
finally getting lower than 400 first time in the game.
Krauts are grabbing our territory.
How is he going to survive this?
Another Pershing might do it. He's at 500 manpower here. 400 more. 2 more minutes, and he's calling another Pershing.
Another Pershing's definitely going to do this. He's got. He should pick up those ATs because remember, there's still 2 more ATs on the field. Yeah, wow. He's 800 munitions. Why doesn't he just use a firestorm? Just throw one off, you know, just do some damage. I mean, firestorms are actually pretty decent at
he's
damaging
not.
bases.
Oh no! It looks like these riflemen are going to be too late. No, they made it. Nice. Now they need to get that fuel or go for the victory point first, actually.
And we do have a...
No, he went for a Calliope instead of a Pershing. Oh, you're kidding me.
Well, Lucky Barrage maybe could change something. We'll see how this works out.
Improvements to our HQ.
And that is why the Calliope is overpowered.
Or not.
Exactly.
Look at it. It wound up way the hell back here. He's not shooting in the right place. Come on. Pershing is back to full strength. Is it going to be enough? I don't know. He could chase that one Stug. Is he going to try?
Yeah, those tanks should have never been back at full health. He could have charged in, dropped a firestorm. He would have had to move his tanks, and it would have been a big gamble. He's floating, again, 1,000 manpower. It's not like he's playing Blitz. Why doesn't he just get another
penetration?
Like 3 Stugs, or... you know, a little bit of veterancy. Level 1 veterancy would have made those Stugs last a lot longer.
Yeah.
Or at least a Volk squad
Ooh.
to reman.
Wow. This Sherman's now back at full strength, I think. Full strength Sherman? Uh-oh. I can't believe this. Where's the AT support? Where's the Panzerschrecks that he had before?
I have no idea.
Did he not reinforce those? I mean, where did his manpower go to in the last, like, 4 minutes? Did it all go to that bunker? Or?
No, he has 1,200 manpower right now. That's what I was saying.
Oh, no! That's...
900 munitions and 500 fuel.
He totally should have had that. If he had just built AT guns or Stugs or something. Wow,
Yes.
he thought he had it won. He was getting too overconfident.
Exactly.
Wow.
I just think that, personally, I think that Nachuuu plays too defensively, and Razor plays too aggressively.
Yeah, look, he should not be charging the enemy's base right now. He's got the right side back. He might actually be a good idea to go after this Tiger. I'll admit that. He should have totally had Panzerschreck Grenadiers to back that up. He's finally got them. They should have been up there 10 minutes ago.
If the Grenadiers blow up his own Tiger Ace, did
That
you
would be
remember that?
funny.
Remember that replay way back? Was that on the Yahinian versus Anakin?
It might have been. If the Pershing can kill this Tiger, it's at triple veterancy.
Easy. Yep, easily. And it's gun, too. Very nice micro, I have to admit, with the Tiger Ace.
Yeah.
I'm seeing right
He's
now.
trying to repair it.
That's the end of the Tiger Ace. Unless Panzerfaust, please God, use the Panzerfaust.
He's got Panzerschrecks behind the Pershing, too.
I know. Oh, God. Oh.
Oh, no! Panzerschreck might just do it. Why does it run around the building like that when you wanted it to shoot again?
2 Panzerfausts to the rear would have taken out that Pershing. Oh, my God.
Oh, he's going to get away.
Took out 4 guys. Another Tiger Ace on the field. Fresh Tiger Ace.
That's what he was saving it for. Okay, so this isn't too bad.
Yeah, but I would have rather 3 Stugs and level 1 or 2 veterans on all of them for the same amount of
There goes
manpower.
very nice Panzerschreck. That did a lot of damage.
Yeah. This is some very interesting back and forth action, which is always the best part of replays. Like, how is this guy going to pull out of this situation? And despite there being some,
I think that the German player, that Nachuuu, should not have had that huge breakthrough on the left. He should have had more Stugs, he should have had Grenadiers there, because the Allied player only broke through there by the skin of his teeth. Instead, he was floating 1,000 manpower just in case he lost his Tiger. I don't think that was necessary at all.
No, because if he lost his Tiger, he was going to lose anyways. So...
Another Pershing's on the field, though. The other one is being repaired. It's a triple veterancy. See, if he had not let that breakthrough come through earlier, he could have had more AT guns, more Stugs right now, and been able to fight off 2 Pershings. I think that floating that just to get another Tiger Ace in was a big mistake.
Yeah, Pershings absolutely own Stugs. Really, really
they
badly.
do. Front armor? What are you talking about, front armor? I don't care about front armor.
1,000 munitions. Oh my God.
He could have used that any time the opponent tried to come and take back this point, just to force him off of it. Off of the victory point at the bottom.
Well, he does have propaganda now, so if it comes down to a victory point war, he should be able to win.
That's true. He can use propaganda once and Firestorm the next time they come up. They're on different cooldowns, so he's got so much munitions. He should be able to win this. If he gets this 3rd victory point, they're going to start ticking down real fast. And then he could use propaganda and Firestorm to really hold on to those.
Yeah, the problem is he just doesn't have what he needs. He has nothing left on the field except for Pioneer, that Volks, the 2 Volks squads, and those Grenadiers, which should have been retreated.
I think he wants to get this Pershing, and he might... No, he's not going to be able to get it. It's going right next to the other Pershing, which is just going to replace it.
Yep, we needed more Firestorms, veterancy. That's what you got to do when you're in a position like that. But I think we've said, oh my God, level 3 Pershing, a Calliope, and the other Pershing. Oh boy, that I don't care if you had 2 Tiger Aces, you probably wouldn't even be able to take that out. Oh, now we have a Firestorm.
Allied War Machine and vehicle repair crews on the left, I'm sorry, on the Allied side. So if it comes down to it and his Pershing or anything is in trouble, Allied War Machine, he's got 300 munitions. He could totally just hit that I win button.
Yeah, he was saying, Razor was saying, like, oh, I probably shouldn't have went Armor Company, but you know what?
And he backed right out of that Calliope barrage. Only took a little damage from it.
It took a, yeah, and it got damaged engine, unfortunately.
Wow.
But, yeah, he was saying that, yeah, he was saying, oh, I probably shouldn't have went Armor Company, but really what won him the game was probably Armor Company.
Yeah.
In the long run, the Pershings gave him the counter he needed for the Tiger Ace, and this Caliope's, you know, he's done his damage. I think some decent damage with the barrages. But this is why I love going Blitz, because you get 2 Tigers, get level 1 or maybe even level 2 veterancy.
They're almost as good as a Tiger Ace already.
Exactly. And you get Stormtroopers with it as well, so in this situation, I mean, oh, God.
The Pershing's just terrible at hitting infantry. He's trying to kill those engineers.
I don't know why
never mind, he's firing at the tank.
I don't know why Pershing has such a high combat value against infantry when it pretty
wow!
much has
Oh no! The Pershing got blocked! Send that Stug in! Send that Stug in! Get the side shot! Booyah!
Oh, yeah. That was... Ouch.
Crashes right into the Tiger. I love it. That was bad micro on the Allied player. Very unfortunate. But he's got enough for another Pershing. He doesn't care.
Does he
really should have hit the Allied War Machine when that happened and charged it in. He should have just done that.
How much munitions does he have?
243. So I think he just used a sticky bomb or something. He used something somewhere because he had 300. Uh-oh.
Another Firestorm.
Is he going to see it in time? He's not moving? No, he's moving. He heard it.
See, Yeah, but when he had him stuck in his base, that was the time to use Firestorms. The cooldown is only like 20 or 30 seconds on it, and he had like 800 or 900 munitions at that point, so he could have dropped a Firestorm on the supply yard, the tank depot, maybe even on the HQ, and just focused fired on the HQ. If he could have got his HQ down, then he would have been cut his manpower in half, and he certainly had the tanks to do it at that point. I think, what did he have, like 3 Stugs and a Tiger Ace? Or maybe 2 Stugs, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think
also he didn't.
the Firestorm just needs to come down a little bit in the speed faster. It needs to come down a little faster because you hear that audio and you have like 10 seconds to respond before the first thing comes down. He's using it again, and we'll watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10 seconds to literally get out of there as soon as you need to.
And also propaganda would have been the right choice in that particular situation.
Alright, you got 2 Pershings. Give me some Allied War Machine just when these guys get down. Come on, do that for me here, Razor. Allied War Machine, it's right here. I see it. You're low. Hit the button. Yay! I clicked on it and it happened. He's smart. That was really cool. I clicked on it. I didn't think it was going to do anything, but he did it right the right time. And Nachuu's like, aw, god damn it. He does not want to kill those things right now. Instead, he's doing it right. He's concentrating on the Pershing that's really high, so he can kill this one when the Allied War Machine runs out. Meanwhile, though, it's doing tons of damage to anything that it's shooting at.
We do have a V1 available, and I heard there was some V1 in this game, so let's do
we got about 5 or 6 minutes left in this game here, and the Axis of they're at really close now, about 20 each.
Alright, let's do the 35-second countdown.
Where's the V1?
You hear it?
I hear it.
I don't know, probably
Where's it
in
gonna
space.
hit?
Oh! God.
It got the Pershing!
By the VP, it took out the Pershing, the Calliope.
Very nice prediction! Holy crap!
That was golden. That's one of the best V1s I've ever seen in a 1v1, if not the only V1 I've ever seen in a 1v1.
He knew his opponent was going to back up to that VP, but I mean, that's the thing about the V1. Every time somebody hears it, alright, I'll just move out of the zone. But if you move into the zone he predicted you to move into, you're gone. Holy shit.
He got the Pershing, but he didn't get the Calliope.
No.
Oh well.
But the Stug can handle this Calliope. Oh, it's healed, though, by like 3 things. Does he have 1,000 manpower to call in another Tiger Ace?
No, he's at 450, so it's going to be at least another 2 minutes, and I don't think he can survive it.
I don't think so either.
He has his Tiger Ace, is still alive.
Oh, he does have it alive. Is he repairing it?
With 2 Pioneers, but it's going to take 2 minutes just to get that thing repaired.
Yeah,
then,
but if he gets these Grenadiers popped up a little bit, he can take out this Pershing. It's still pretty low.
What is he doing? Those Ingis stopped repairing the
Calliope? Oh
yeah,
no, they did! I don't know why they're shooting at the Stug. That's
ridiculous.
Something
must have happened.
Oh, but they couldn't chase him. Stug's backing out, but it's not gonna live. It's too slow. That Pershing is wicked fast, man. That's one of the great things about it.
Exactly.
Uh-oh! Uh-oh, but nice backing up! Oh, it's not gonna change anything. I thought the Pershing was gonna get stuck. This is ridiculous. This is like Road Warrior.
Yeah, that was excellent micro from Nachuuu. And well,
if we can get that's a 3 tier though, Pershing. But they're both front
V1
armor. They're both
Tiger.
about the same. If we could
I
call up the
V1
stormtroopers here. Call up the stormtroopers. I saw somebody with a Panzerschreck over there.
Nah, you mean the Grenadiers?
Grenadiers, yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, he's got folks. Hopefully he's reinforcing
Fire!
him.
There it is! Move the Tiger in! Now! Get that Pershing! It's level 3!
Oh,
it's turned around! Hit it!
Pershing.
Hit it! Oh no! He's gonna get it! The other one's stuck turning on the forest hedgerow.
Well, remember
And what the
last
hell
week's
did that
replay
Tiger do? Oh, that Tiger's screwed up too! Oh,
These hedgerows are like just ridiculous. These tanks do not know how to drive over them.
Hans, through the hedgerow! Hans, I said through it! But I thought I saw a bunny. I don't know.
I heard there was another V1, so I'm waiting for it.
Dude, if that other V1 turns the game around,
No.
We've got 2 minutes left, and neither player is near the end of the victory points. He must lose his tiger here, and that must be end game. It must be.
He just got another stug out. If he would have canceled that stug, he could have got another tiger ace. But this is where Blitz really shines, with the manpower Blitz, you know, and the ability to have two tigers to do basically what Armor Company is doing to him, being able to just keep on mass producing. In fact, it's even easier for Blitz because of the manpower Blitz ability, where they get 900 manpower. So you save up 1100 manpower. Around there, you get your tiger, then you manpower Blitz, you get another tiger 20-30 seconds later, and it's pretty much GG at that point.
Yeah.
I want to see him V1 his own base to survive.
That would be interesting.
Again, these Pershing, these Stugs, if they would have had just one level of veterancy, could have been a lot more survivable. It basically makes it so that every shot that they take does less damage.
Yep. Any penetrating shot does less damage, I believe.
Yeah.
I hear the V1! I hear it! Is it going to destroy a whole bunch of stuff?
I bet you it's going to get both those Pershings. Come on. Come on.
Oh! Both destroyed! Main gun! Look how close they are! If only he could call in a tiger right now!
5% bug for the win, baby. That's freaking ridiculous.
Wow, that was awesome. They both have weak, worthless, impotent guns. And I could say the same about Demonic Spoon.
That was a cheap shot.
It was a cheap shot, but he's a cheap person, so... His base is gone! That was an entertaining game, if nothing else. I love that V1.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever seen someone V1 their own base, and then have two Pershings get the 5% health. Oh, the V1 wasn't enough because it wasn't a critical hit.
The headquarters is on fire from the V1.
Nice.
Wow.
That was a very fantastic finish.
And to be fair, Nachuuu said it's his first time trying Tier 2, so he didn't do too bad overall, I gotta say.
Yeah, maybe that's why he was playing it kind of static and not being aggressive, but we'll see. And
Razor wish he'd gone air.
Yeah,
and I think it's the Pershings that saved his ass against that tiger. To be honest, TBH.
Not the ability to HE drop. Yeah, well, what is it? I don't know. I guess maybe, but he didn't have the fuel after he got that croc, you know. And airborne, maybe with strafing runs and things like that.
Here comes the collapse.
Exactly. Yeah, Panzer Sharks are a bit odd sometimes.
If he can actually hit the building.
I wonder what's going to take it out, the little machine gun or the actual Calliope?
There it is.
There we go. Calliope barrel. GG.
GG. Thanks, bye. Okay, that was a fantastic show. I thought that was great. Game right there. They're great. Anyways.
Great. Okay. Tony the Tiger for the one.
So what did the Allied player do right? What did he do wrong? As we said before, he's too aggressive, right?
Oh, definitely. What he did right was he had the general strategies of Angoville down pat, but when he would make pushes, he would just, you know, punch up his riflemen all in one from, like, you know, he'd come from, like, the center break in the hedgerow with 4 rifle squads. They would all get suppressed by 1 MG. He would come from his base with 3 rifle squads. All get suppressed by that same 1 MG. You know, he'd come from, like, the break right by his base kind of in the middle. All get suppressed by the 1 MG. I mean, that was his main issue. But as far as what he did right, I think some of his Pershing micro, what he did in his base to survive and keep his tanks alive was pretty good. Kind of dancing around, retreating them behind the HQ. The Axis player had some pretty good tank micro later on. The Calliope barrages weren't as bad as I've done a couple really, like, oh my god, I just wasted 125 munitions on that. I think for the most part they got their damage in. Maybe an earlier Calliope would have been better. Axis certainly should have dropped a couple firestorms on the tank depot and the supply yard, if not just the HQ, while the battle was going on, and try to destroy it. That could have been a game turner. He certainly had the munitions, and in general, I don't know. I just think that it was pretty entertaining replay. It went back and forth quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Allied player, like you said, definitely should have been concentrating on defending the right a little bit more. Axis players probably should have been concentrating on fighting on the right a little bit more. There was a lot of, I don't want to call it pointless fighting on the left, because there was a lot of skirmishing on the left that really changed the game. But the thing that the Axis player really should have done is not floated 1,000 manpower. I'm pretty sure he was convinced that he had the enemy beat, and he didn't expect that other Pershing to come out. So he was just sitting here with a half-dead Tiger and a couple of half-dead Stugs, no Grenadiers, a bunch of AT guns that were, sitting there not doing anything.
Unmanned,
and he could have been building Volks, not only Volks to man those AT guns that were all over the field over here, but also Grenadier Panzerschrecks. If he had just had some support for that Tiger and the Stugs, that breakthrough in the north would not have happened. It would have been stomped, and the Axis player would have won, I think. I think that would have really been the big game changer right there.
Yeah, most definitely. But nonetheless, good game, both players, and I'm glad we featured this one.
This was really good. I'm very happy about it. So that's the end of the show here. Don't forget to check out typefrag.com, www.typefrag.com, typefrag.com. See, I can spell every once in a while. Also, don't forget to check out our audio discussion shows. Our audio discussion show you can find at tales.tsncentral.com. It's not just an audio version of this video podcast. It's an audio talk show about Company of Heroes. This week we talked about, it's called The State of the Game, where we talked about the different parts of Relic Online that need improvement, the things that have come so far, and what needs to be improved, the balance problems. We talked about the smoke, grenades, officers, crocodiles. We also had a Q&A and a news section. We talked about DirectX 10 support a little bit as well, and GR.org map contest, etc. So definitely check out the audio shows, because they are really worth listening to. Especially, if you got nothing to do in the car, pop it on your iPod, listen in the car on the way to work. A lot of people do that. I do that with a bunch of other podcasts. I'm not so vain as to listen to my own. I am Bridger. Joining me this evening was Vittensby, and we are the co-producers of Tales of Heroes, a production by the Team Sportscast Network, www.tsncentral.com. If you've got any feedback, send it to us at talesof.tsncentral.com, talesof@tsncentral.com. Also send us your replays. We are running out of time on the 1.4 replays. We're trying to get one more in before the next patch, but no guarantees. Thanks, everybody. Send us your questions and comments. And check out everything else at the Tales of website, tales.tsncentral.com, tales.tsncentral.com. We call the shots.
TSN, the Team Sportscast Network.
This broadcast is copyrighted 2006 by the Team Sportscast Network. Any copying, reproduction, redistribution, modification, rebroadcasting of any kind or any manner is expressly prohibited without the written permission of the Team Sportscast Network, LLC.